Hey guys, all right, today we're going to make an oven baked pasta. And this pasta recipe is great because it's all in one pot. You don't have to boil your pasta separately. We're just going to saute some sausage and our vegetables, add tomatoes, add the dry pasta, and then throw it in the oven. Simple. So first, I got my mise en place ready. I'm just going to dice up some garlic and a little bit of onion. The recipe doesn't call for onion, but I want to add a little bit for some extra flavor. So our garlic, right? We pop the garlic bulb away into pieces to get the cloves. Garbage can ready. And get all that skin off of there. And for our garlic, we're just going to smash it to get the skin apart, yeah? Smash it, get the skin apart very easily. So this pasta, like I said, it's so easy. One pot, easy cleanup, and you just get it ready, throw in your dry pasta, throw it in the oven, and you got dinner ready in about half an hour. Now this recipe just has tomatoes in it, but I would love to add bell peppers, right, red or green. I would add maybe some zucchini, right, Italian sausage. Okay, so I'm going to mince up my garlic. Just a little bit for flavor. My knife through. Remember our onion? Cut it in half to dice it. Remember, you're going to cut from stem to root. You are not going to cut the equator. Cut stem to root. And I only need a little bit. So I'm just going to cut a quarter even before I cut off the stem. Cut off the stem part. Peel the skin off. That off the board. But otherwise, I have all my mise en place ready. I have a little tomato paste I'm going to add for extra tomato flavor. I have a little chili flakes. I have a bay leaf. Got my spices, my salt, pepper. I have some shredded mozzarella, a little bit of Parmesan, and ricotta. Creamy, wonderful ricotta cheese. It's so good in pasta dishes. All right, a little bit of diced onion. Really easy. All right. That's done there. Now what I want to show you is about the sausage. So sausage you can buy in links or you can buy it in bulk, which is already crumbled loose. It's not in a casing. I have Italian sausage links, so I'm going to remove the casing, the outer part, so it will bake into crumbles or saute into crumbles. Put a little bit of olive oil, about 3 tablespoons. And with the sausage, I'm just going to run the knife down, and then the casing comes right away from it, away from the sausage meat. That. 2 more. Just a little bit of sausage. You could totally leave the sausage out, or you could use hamburger meat also, if you don't want sausage, or just keep it vegetarian with vegetables. I'm getting my oil hot before I throw in the meat, so the meat doesn't stick to the bottom. Get it on medium high. Get it real hot. I'm going to go wash my hands of that raw meat on my hands, right? Okay, there is our sausage. Oh, this hot. Ready to go. And as it cooks, I'll break it up into small pieces with my spoon. I'm going to let that start browning, and I'm going to wash my hands real quick. That sound good? Sizzling away. Okay, so again, as it's browning, I'm going to break it up with the spoon. That looks good. I'm going to brown the sausage a little bit before I add the garlic, because garlic will burn easily and it cooks very quickly. Put in my onions, get those cooking. I have my oven heating up at 375. The recipe says 425, but I'm going at 375. All right, so I got the onions in there with the sausage to get them browning too. So I want to be sure they're cooked before we go in the oven, because you don't want crunchy onions when your pasta's ready. Okay. Just smash the meat down as it's browning. Sit a few minutes. So I have my tomato paste. Again, the recipe doesn't call for tomato paste either, but I like to add it when I'm making my pastas. With any tomatoes in my pasta or my stews, soups, I'll add tomato paste because it adds extra deep tomato flavor. And I'm going to add this to the oil and cook it a little bit before I add the other ingredients. Browning very nicely. Very nice. Mashing it down. See how that's looking? It's so yummy. Very easy dish for you to cook for your family. And you can use any shape of pasta. I have penne here. Penne. But you can use macaroni. You can use rotelli, rotini, ziti pasta, any pasta shape. But you want to use the small shapes. You don't want to use spaghetti or linguine. You could, and cut it into 5 pieces. Spaghetti pie. Right, almost there. And you can leave the pieces kind of big, so nice bite-sized pieces of sausage. I really like sausage. Ooh, I'm gonna put my chili flakes in there. Get those cooking to get nice and spicy. And I'll have bay leaf I'll put when we add our tomatoes. I love my chili flakes. Now I like to move my pan back and forth while I move my spoon in circular. Stir it all at one time. Very easy. Okay. I'll start adding my spices now. The sausage is almost done. So I'm going to add, I have 2 oreganos. Let me get the basil. I have my basil. Love the basil. About a teaspoon. All right. Now the oregano, whole oregano is in large little tiny dried pieces of leaves. I always smash it in my hands, about a teaspoon. Smash it in my hands so it incorporates easier into your dish and releases the flavor. And then it makes your hands smell so good. All right, here's our oregano. Ooh, now it's starting to brown nicely. All right, now there's some brown on the bottom, the fond, the brown bits that stick to the pan. Wonderful flavor, wonderful caramelized flavor. You want that. Then we're going to add liquid. Those brown bits, the fond, scrape off, and it helps flavor your dish. All right, I'm putting my tomato paste in there. I'm going to brown the tomato paste a bit. I'm going to cook it. I'm going to caramelize it a little. Caramelizing the sweet sugars in the tomato product, and that helps sweeten the dish and brings out the tomato flavor more. It's a very good flavor. Again, I always do this when I make my stews and my soups that have tomato product in them. And my pasta sausage, pizza sauce, marinara. Okay, cooking that. All right, we browned our sausage. We've added our garlic and our oregano, our chili flakes. Now we're going to add our tomatoes and the bay leaf and a bit of salt. And we're going to simmer that 10 minutes to thicken a little bit and simmer some of the water out. Then we're going to add our pasta and pop it in the oven. Turn down the heat a bit to medium low to let that tomato product cook a little more. Just get nice and red brown. All right, it's getting there. Then I need a cup of water. The other cup of water we're going to put in with the tomatoes, you could add some red wine. Oh, that's very nice. Look at that brown on the bottom, that fawn. That is beautiful. We are ready for our bay leaves. Nice. Bay leaves. We have some pepper and some salt and tomatoes. Oh, very, very nice. Hear that sizzle? Juice. All that juice is going to be soaked up by the dry pasta. Get that in there. We're going to bring that to a boil and then lower our heat and then simmer it. About 10 minutes for some of the extra liquid to boil out. And the tomatoes a chance to cook. Nice. You cook this, your house is going to smell so good. So good. All right. It's already coming to a boil. Now we're going to let it simmer 10 minutes. And then we are going to add the pasta and a cup of water. And then simmer that about 2 more minutes. And add some mozzarella or ricotta on top. And then put it in the oven for 20 minutes till the pasta is tender. And then dinner would be ready. All right, so give that 10 minutes and we'll be back. About 10 minutes, and can you see that beautiful simmering, boiling tomatoes and Italian pork sausage? So good. All right, we're ready to add our pasta. So we're going to take out the bay leaves. We're going to add our pasta. Our penne, use the penne. Now it looks full, but it's just going to boil and thicken. So I'm hoping it fits in my pan. It's a little smaller than the recipe called for. And stir that up. Oh, this is going to be great. Stir that up very carefully so it doesn't splash you. Put all that hard pasta down in the liquid. And we're going to boil this for 2 minutes. All right? Then you're going to give it a stir every little bit to make sure the pasta's not sticking on the bottom of the pan. But make sure that pasta is down in the liquid. Okay. Oh, looks delicious. We have our mozzarella and our ricotta and our parmesan. Now I tasted my sauce to make sure there's a good amount of salt and spices because the pasta is very plain, right? And so as it cooks, it soaks up the sauce and absorbs all the moisture. It's going to absorb all that flavor. But you need to have that extra salt to compensate for the plain pasta that's going in. All right, I think I'm ready. Now, when you're baking this, and after the 20 minutes, test it to see if the pasta's tender. And if it's not, just add maybe another half a cup of liquid and put it back in the oven. So it just has more moisture to soak up. It's very easy to fix if the pasta is dry and still firm. Just add some more moisture to the pan and put it back in the oven. Okay? All right, we're ready. We're ready. I'm going to add some of the cheese. Say about a third of the cheese. We're going to stir it in. And then the rest we're going to put on top. In there. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. Cheese is sticking in my spoon. all that cheese. Okay. All right, there's that. I'll put the rest of the cheese on top. Now I'm going to press down all that pasta to make sure it is down in that liquid. Now this is going to bake, and it's going to totally firm up. It's not going to be saucy when it's done. It's going to be, you're almost like baking a loose lasagna. That's not layered. It's just small pieces. That's better. Cheese on top. Save that. I'll put some on at the end. And some ricotta. Just kind of plop it everywhere. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. Okay. That everywhere. Okay. And a little bit of Parmesan. Oh my gosh. I'll put more on top when we serve it. Okay, that is that. I'm going to put that in the oven 20 minutes. All right, I just pulled it out of the oven. It took about 25 minutes at 350. And I just went by how dark and bubbly it was. And then I put a toothpick in it and felt if it was tender. And then there's some stray pasta pieces on the side you can take out and taste. But it's done. And I let it set about 10 minutes to let the juices be reabsorbed back into the pasta, to let it firm up a little bit. And then it's ready to go. It's so beautiful. And then you just plate it up, put a little extra Parmesan on top, and your people are going to love you. Let's see how it looks. The ricotta on top. Oh my gosh. Oh, look how gooey and warm and wonderful it is. Wow, look at that. Doesn't that look gorgeous? There you go.